The next item is a shareholder proposal by National Center for Public Policy Research. The full text of the proposal is set forth in the proxy statement. I understand that Justin Danhoff is here to present this proposal, and I would like to invite him to do so. I would ask that he limit the presentation to 5 minutes at most.
Your line is open. Please proceed.
I'm Justin Danhoff of the National Center for Public Policy Research, and I move proposal number 8, which seeks to protect Disney from a myriad of legal and reputational risks stemming from its race-based employee training programs. But first, I have a question. Was Whoopi Goldberg required to attend Disney's so-called anti-racism trainings? If so, that may explain a lot about her completely warped views on race, the culture at Disney, and the damaging effects of critical race theory on our culture generally. Critical race theory, or CRT, debases human existence by reducing it to a singular element that no one can control, their skin tone. This absolutely racist teaching focuses on so-called white privilege being at the root of everything in society, and insists that white people are always the oppressor and everyone else in society is oppressed to one degree or another. Brainwashing like this leads to the illogical conclusion of folks such as Goldberg that Jews are white and therefore incapable of being victims of racism. CRT has so distorted beliefs that supposedly educated people are given nationwide platforms to declare that the Holocaust was not about race. That's, of course, insane. Hitler would be shocked to know that his entire Nazi effort was about something other than race. But CRT doesn't teach history. It teaches racial histrionics rooted in Marxist philosophies. Given all this, why would Disney subject its employees to CRT trainings? Last May, it was reported that Disney subjected its staff to something called Reimagine Tomorrow, where we all belong. In this exercise, among other degrading tasks, participants had to fill out a white privilege checklist and were asked how they could pivot away from white dominant culture. The program culminated with a 21-day challenge for employees to reflect on being, quote, raised in a society that elevates white culture over others, end quote. Surely us shareholders have a right to see Mr. Chapek's white privilege checklist, don't we? His skin tone must be the only reason he's at the top of the company, right? And we should also have a look at Ms. Arnold's 21-day reflection on American society's elevation of white culture over others. When you say these things out loud, can you all understand how absurd this sounds? And when Disney and other companies team up with the far left to promote CRT and pretend that America is irreparably and systematically racist, it is doing the bidding of the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP commits actual human rights abuses by running slave labor camps where it harvests organs and rapes and sterilizes women of the minority Muslim Uyghurs. Yet when our State Department and others report on this, the CCP simply responds that the United States is no better since it oppresses its Black and brown populations. Disney is giving air cover to slave labor, full stop. The company's hypocrisy on these issues is so profound. In fact, it would be impressive if it weren't also so tragic. Shareholders and the public can also be forgiven for seeing the hypocrisy in the company's recent decision to pull its films from Russia. Yes, Russia's actions and Vladimir Putin's actions in the Ukraine are evil, but so is the CCP. And Disney is mum on human rights issues in China, where it has more business at stake. In fact, you know what? If America is such an awful and systematically racist country, perhaps you should pull your films from the United States as well. Or at a minimum, stop subjecting your employees to racist and Marxist trainings. That would be a good start. Please join me in voting yes on proposal number 8. Thank you.
Thank you. The Board of Directors has recommended a vote against this proposal for the reasons set out in the proxy statement.